All right, quiet please, everyone.
Sound rolling.
Welcome to Room 435. We're an e-learning training and design firm, and we have a special announcement in just a few moments.
We have last looks on the talent. They're good to go.
New York stream is live. Can I get a talent sound check, please?
Sure, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming through?
Yes, I have you, New York.
Second team, please mute your mics and be on standby. Okay, we're going to strike the video in 5 seconds, and then let's cut to just the talent and the host. Let's cue the host in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to Room 435. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your host for today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited about you being here. Q Points is our way of sharing tips, creative ideas with professionals. Joining me today is our CEO, Mark Cooper, the creative director of Room 435. Hello, Mark.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I am having a great time in Q Points 435. The room is hot, it's blazing, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Well, thank you so much. I couldn't have asked for someone that would be a better host than my friend Clarissa. And we do have an amazing Q point to share with everyone today. And in addition to that, we have a special announcement about Room 435 that we want you to stick around after this Q point and learn more about. So here we go. I want to show you a trick that we use in the studios at Room 435 to make the characters that we bring in Storyline, who are against a background that we either brought in from Storyline or from an outside source, and make them look more natural together, as if the character was actually there when the photo was taken, like this. Let me show you the end result that we're going for today. You see how this character now looks as if she were in the environment when the photo was taken? Let me show you how we did it. I'm going to go back to the main layer, select the character in the media library and export it. Do the same thing for the image of the background. So here is our character. I would click to export the character. I have her in this folder that I've already set up. Here is that factory photo. We exported it as well. So in Photoshop, I'm going to click to create a new file. Now I have a preset Storyline widescreen 960 by 540 that I've saved as a preset because I do a lot of work like this and I want the size of the presentation. But I want to point out that the resolution that I use is 120 resolution, and the color mode, I usually use 16-bit, which is in between the 8 and the 32. Go ahead and create this, and then I will place as a smart object the background of the grunge factory. Then I will use the options here for sizing. You see the little brackets around the image, letting me know that I'm able to size it to what I need it to be. It is a smart object. Once I've decided what I want, I'll press enter to release the transform tools. So next I'm going to place a smart object of the character. Smart object just means that the connection to the outside resource stays connected. So if that outside resource were to be modified, it would automatically show up in Photoshop. We're going to actually override that for our character. Let me just get her size to the size that I want her to be for our photo. And I'm going to place her over here to the side. Press enter. She's in the position that I want her in for whatever scenario I'm designing her to be in. If I go to the layers where I see Andrea, this symbol lets me know that it is a smart object. I'm just going to right click and choose to rasterize to turn off that connection to the outside file because I'm going to be modifying the image inside of Photoshop. So now that she is rasterized into the file with that layer selected, I'm so excited to show you this feature. I'm going to go up to Filter, and I'm going to show you these new neural filters from Photoshop. We're just going to do one today, but I really encourage you, if you have Photoshop, you need to explore these. They are amazing. So what we want to do is we want to have the coloring and the image of Andrea to look as if she were there in the factory. We want to harmonize her coloring into the background. So over in the filters, I'm going to find harmonization here in color, and I'm going to click the switch to turn that on. Now, nothing's going to happen immediately. We have to identify what we want to harmonize her to, and that's going to be the layer underneath. So with that turned on, I'm going to go over to layer, and there is my factory grunge photo. Once I select this, watch what happens to our character. It's processing, and immediately she now is blended into the color that is part of that grunge background. She looks pretty natural there. Let me click to turn that off so you can see it again. So this was the original. I'll turn it back on, and it's amazing. We're going to take it a little further. We have these sliders. Now I had the strength set up to about 75. You can bring that down and it looks closer to what it was originally. So you can find a strength that you feel comfortable with. I like, in this case, to be in the 70s. I could also adjust cyan, magenta, yellow. I can adjust the overall saturation. The only thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring the brightness down a little bit to darken her up just a little bit. I'm going to do some more work on that once we click OK to get out of the neural filters. Now they have the character selected for us. I'm going to release that selection by going up to Select and choose Deselect, or the keyboard shortcut of Control D will do the same thing for me. Now I'm going to go to some tools that I used way back in the last millennium when I was in art school, when taking photography, when we actually used to work in photo labs. And we're going to use the dodge and the burn tool. The dodge means that you are dodging light, thus lightening areas. The burn tool, as it sounds, is going to add more light, which is going to make things darker. We're going to start with the burn tool. Now I already have a size of a brush set up here at 130 with a hardness taken all the way down. Just means the edges are very soft. I also am working, as far as the range of light, I'm working in midtones. You can work in shadows, highlights. I'm working in midtones for this particular image. My exposure is pretty low, so I could be able to click and brush across this without it applying too much at one time. The more I brush, the more it applies. So I leave the exposure down, this case around 34. So I'm going to click and be moving my mouse across the areas that I want to darken, like the top of her hat here over to this side, and maybe go down her side here, and just I'm clicking and dragging as it burns into the image, darkening it up a little bit more, making it really look even more natural, as if she were there in the environment. Now I want to bring attention to her face. I'm going to click the option here to switch to the dodge tool. Remember, dodge is going to dodge light and lighten that up. So I just want to add a little bit of dodge here to her face to brighten that up. So it looks like she was professionally photographed in the environment. Now I'll do a file, save a copy, and I'm going to save over a file that I had in here earlier that you saw the demo of. I'm just going to save over factory demo and click save. Yes, I want to replace it, and I'm going to leave it at the maximum options for JPEG. Now I'll return to see in this character update layer. It's not immediately updated, although it looks pretty close because we did a very similar style of working with that neural filter. But if I go to this image, right click and go to show in media library for this image, we're going to see that Photoshop has updated this JPEG. Storyline knows about it. So with this little indicator, I can see that there is a newer version of this file. So I'll go ahead and re-import that. Now our version is in the presentation, and let's take a last look. I'm just going to preview this slide. I have a trigger set up on the character that shows that other layer. And there we have our updated photo where our character appears to have been there when the picture was taken.
Wow. With what you're doing with these cue points and what you're sharing with us, I can't imagine not having room 435 in your life. I just can't imagine it. It's going to be a great tool and a great, great resource. Now, Mark, you had this amazing, exciting announcement from room 435. What is it?
Well, it has to do with things like you just saw with cue points. I want to tell you about the platform where we're going to be sharing information like the cue points, tips and tricks. And that is going to be starting here in January of 2023. We are launching a professional community at Room 435 for e-learning developers. And this all goes back to when I first started the company. I wanted to have a place for people in our e-learning development world to be able to come together in a space where it was safe to be able to share challenges and triumphs and ask questions of people both from Room 435, but other people that are part of the community, and have an opportunity for us to build each other up and be able to sharpen our skill sets as we are learning about all the cool new features that are coming out for e-learning developers to use.
I once heard a very wise guy tell me once, knowledge is most powerful when it's shared. I think they call him Mark, but I'm not sure, but I think that's what they call him, right?
Well, I don't know if I coined that phrase or not, but I do live by it. I'm a big believer that sharing knowledge is so important.
I'm really interested in knowing, what does membership in this community look like, and how do you become a member?
Well, membership in the community is going to be on a subscription basis. And right now, we're offering a special founders rate. We're just getting the community started here January of 2023. And that founders rate means that you get the first 3 months for free. And that way you can try us out and see if the Room 435 professional community is the right fit for you.
Are you going to be sharing knowledge strictly about technical skills like software, or are you going to be sharing information about soft skills?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be absolutely sharing soft skill type of training as well, like project management, effective storytelling, principles of good design, with color theory and the rules of design, and a lot more. But once you're a member and you're gaining access to this community, you're going to be able to network with other people in your field in addition to us at Room 435. But the most important thing is you're going to have a place where you can sharpen your skills within a community of talented artists and developers that all of us are in your corner. The subscription also includes live access to people who want to attend. You can get free live access to our training as it's being recorded. So just being a fly on the wall, bloopers and everything included. You'll be able to be there as we're in production and be part of helping to navigate and give us your feedback and help us to be able to make the class better. You'll also have opportunities to help us develop templates that we are designing, music that we're writing, and other resources. We've got some exciting resources coming out like e-learning games. But once those games and classes and templates and stuff are finished and they're out there for sale, members of the community get discounted rates for any purchases of those items as well.
Wow, I love it. Bloopers are always the most entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most realistic thing in this environment, is that if you really want to learn, come in while we're working, because that's where you really can learn. Watching the polished version, great, but watching us as we are developing and getting it edited and polished, and realize that we don't always say everything right the first time.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And Room 435 has been really providing training on this platform for many years. Am I correct about that?
Yes, we have, but we have made a very important decision about the training that we've had out there before. We have archived that, and we are going to be producing all new classes working in this professional community where we're getting the input from the people that we have invited to be a part of Room 435 with this founders rate. Again, come in, be a part of it. You get it free for 3 months, and be a part of being able to experience how we work and also give your input and see some of the things that you design. Because we say we're creative, but so are you. And we want to help people be able to bring their ideas into reality.
hmm You've mentioned several times, Mark, about the introductory period or the introductory price during that period, and that's free for the first 3 months. You get to kind of date it, if you will. I like that. I like the way you put that together. So I need you to lay it on us, though.
All
What's
right.
the monthly price after the introductory period?
So the rate per month after the founders 3 free months is going to be $43.50 per month, and that really comes to about a little over $500 a year. And what we're thinking with coming up with this professional community as well is that here at Room 435, we've done a lot of work for people in the legal industry, medical industry, education industry, where they're required to get continuing education to keep their credentials. And we're like, well, why aren't we creating an environment for people in our community to get continuing education? Not so much to that it's a requirement for their credentials, but it's a requirement that we all feel like we should be making and investing in ourselves to stay abreast of what's going on and to help better ourselves in using the software and the tools that are available to us in our industry.
Absolutely. And one of the words you mentioned, I think is so key, is investment. That's something that
Mhm.
we're investing into ourselves, and we're worth that. I mean, I've paid
Yeah.
more for a 1-day seminar with the price that you have going per year or per month. I love it. And so now, since we kind of know the what, which is a professional community for e-learning developers, we also know the price, which is free for 90 days, which again, did I say I like that? No, I said I love that. I love that.
Good.
And then just $43.50 per month. So I just have one more question for you, Mark Hooper. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, where do I sign up?
That is a very important question. So let me show you how. So what you'll need to do is head over to our website, room435.com. And then I want you to look for the main menu. That's one of the places that you can go and click on Launch Your Room. Now, this is going to take you over to your room at Room 435. Another way to get there is going to myroom.room435.com. And then when you're there, scroll down and you're going to see a course card for the professional e-learning design community. Simply click on that course card and then choose to immediately take advantage of the founder's special rate of 3 free months, or scroll down to learn more about what the subscription includes. And then there'll be an option at the bottom to join Room 435's community for e-learning professionals.
Wow. There you have it, guys. This is amazing. Look, Mark, thank you so much for hanging out with us this afternoon and just kind of letting us know more about community at Room 435. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and be sure to head right on over there and get that Founders Special for months free of membership. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your host and the live media consultant with Room 435. Thank you for joining us with Q Points.
And that's a wrap, guys. Let's give a round of applause to our talent and our host. And great work, everyone.